Today, I wanted to give a quick update on the Atreyu Artist. .60 miles, 8 minutes, 11 seconds per mile, 152 beats per minute today. Going for a nice long run today at a little bit of a faster pace, not quite marathon pace, but not an easy pace either, something in the middle, kind of in that moderate level. Really wanted to take advantage of the really warm weather, or at least relatively speaking, warm weather. Temperatures were above freezing for my run today, so really excited about that. Perfect conditions to get in some much overdue miles in the Atreyu Artist. Now, this isn't the long-term review of the shoe. I'm not at 100 miles in this shoe yet, but it's been a while since I've run in the Artist, and there's some new news about this shoe that I thought this would be a good time to kind of give that update. So first, let's talk about the run for today. As I mentioned, it was supposed to be something kind of in the moderate range. My marathon power number would be 236 watts. An easy run for me is usually right at around 200 watts. So I picked something kind of in the middle to target for, I had a mile of warm up and a little bit more than a mile cool down at the end. So 17 miles at about 220 watts was the goal. The pace for that was right at about the 8-minute per mile mark, 8 minutes and 6 seconds per mile, with quite a bit of elevation change, pretty much rolling. It's either always uphill or always downhill. It's very rarely flat in the areas that I'm running in around here. So a nice way to kind of test the Atreyu on a longer basis, but also at a variety of paces as well, because I was shooting for that same steady power number. And that meant that on those uphills and downhills, I was as fast as 6 minutes, 38 seconds per mile. So just a little bit faster than my goal marathon pace, and as slow as 10 minutes and 25 seconds per mile. Because sometimes the grade can get pretty steep around here, or at least relatively speaking from a guy who normally runs along the lakefront where there's like a zero elevation change in Chicago. So the run today actually felt really great. I really enjoyed the midsole material that's in the Artist. 30 millimeters of stack height in the heel and a 6 millimeter drop, giving you 24 millimeters of stack height in the forefoot. The midsole is made out of TPE, which is notable because Nike's React foam starts out with a thermoplastic elastomer base, and then I assume they do stuff to it to get to that final React formulation, but it kind of shares, they're like cousins, these shoe midsole foams. And it's something that definitely comes through to me in terms of my running experience. I felt like my feet and my legs both felt really great at the end of this very long run. Don't get me wrong, I'm not feeling 100% fresh. I'm not going to go out and run a workout the following day after that. But as far as, 19.6 or 20 mile days go, this was a pretty good one for me. This is probably one of the rare carbon plate shoes that I think I could probably run in it for a vast majority of my runs and still really enjoy it. A lot of times with the carbon plated racers, they're very much tuned for racing. And so like on an everyday basis, not so great. But this, I think, can really find itself at a variety of situations, whether it's racing, speed work, moderate level efforts, or even easy paces. It's kind of still working for me. So I'm really surprised by it, especially at the $100 price. Now, I didn't have to pay for this in terms of disclosures. This is a pair of shoes that was sent to me for the purpose of kind of pre-production review. Even though Atreyu sent this shoe to me, they're not paying me to make this video or to use the shoe or to make any of these update videos. And they're not going to get a chance to preview any of my footage or my thoughts before you guys get the chance to see this video on YouTube. They don't know that I'm even making this video now. So with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the news regarding the Artist, which is the kind of the reason why I wanted to do an update video on the shoe. So they originally wanted to hit like a pre-order sales goal before they put this shoe into production. They didn't hit their ultimate sales goal, but I think they had enough interest in it that they went ahead and placed their order from their supplier anyway. And so that production process is still on time. And so their anticipated delivery date is going to be the end of Q1 for those of you who had already pre-ordered it. The pre-orders are closed. So unfortunately, if you're interested in it now or just finding out about now, you're going to have to wait till probably like the next round. So there's a restock. Other updates on this shoe is that it is World Athletics approved so it's street legal. Not only does it fall within like the stack height parameters and all the other mechanical properties limitations that apply to road marathon racing shoes, but in order to be World Athletics legal, it also has to be on a pre-approved list of shoes. Previously, that meant it had to be universally accessible, whatever that meant to World Athletics. Apparently, it doesn't mean much of anything, but that rule has also changed. So prototype shoes or shoes that are available under development can still be legal for use in certified marathon races. So the Artist is now an approved shoe. So this is something, I mean, you could always, as a non-elite, you could always run in pretty much whatever you want. But for official races, this is something that is now street legal. So that's a cool update. And the marathon debut of the shoe was today. I'm filming this today on Sunday, even though the run footage you saw was from Saturday. Filming this today on Sunday, Rory Tunningley wore these shoes for the Atreyu Artist marathon debut at the Marathon Project in Arizona. If you're familiar with Atreyu's social media accounts, you've probably seen him in some of that content that they've been putting out up there already. He's a 2:16 marathoner out of the Austin area. Unfortunately, he didn't make it to the finish on this one, so he did have a pretty solid showing for, I believe, 15K before he had to call it for the day. But the Atreyu has had its maiden voyage from a marathon perspective, so wanted to share that news with you guys as well. If you want more detail on any of that, I found out a lot of this information, both talking to a lot of you guys in the live streams lately. Also, I saw on Atreyu's Instagram page, they posted kind of a big kind of like State of the Union type of video on their feed. So you can go check it out. I'll post a link to it down below so you can find it really easily and find out more information about the Artist, as well as Atreyu generally and some of the things that they've got planned for the next upcoming year. So that's all I wanted to talk about today in terms of the Artist, in terms of my experience on a long run now. I finally got to take it out for a very long run, see how it does. I'm very impressed with it. And wanted to give you guys that update on Atreyu Artist and its production schedule. I look forward to when you guys get a chance to start running in this as well, because I think it's pretty special, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of it at this $100 price point. It's just absolutely amazing. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?